Hi Dream Team members, it's Pat Stewart. I wanted to show you how the automated ticket ordering system that I've been working on works. It's easier to show than talk about it. This is a sample of an email that would go out to the choir, and in that email would be a link, and that link would open up the form. A similar link can be posted to the web page. So let's start that up. There's the form. Now let's fill it in. The question here should actually say, would you like to make a charitable pledge? A donation would be cash, so not handling cash through the system. And I don't know whether or not we should actually have this. I have developed the form so that it is there, but I can very easily take the whole thing out. So I'd like you to talk about that and debate that, and then tell me what to do. I'll say no. Next. Submit. Well, that wasn't very useful, was it? I mean, it's really no better than sending an email. So this is where it gets magical. Look in the bottom left corner. Watch that. Keep watching. There it is. It's automatically filling in this form for us. We don't have to fill in anything. We didn't have to type anyone's name. We didn't have to look it up to make sure the spelling was right. None of that stuff. So there's the information. And while this is there, it's also automatically creating an acknowledgement letter to the purchaser, whose email address we've just captured and whose name is there. The next thing to do is to say, well, for our person who does tickets, so for Francis, they need to put the tickets in envelopes with names, and then they need to keep track of who has paid us and received their tickets and so on. And so that's the sheet called Tickets to Deliver. So here is the information we just saw entered. There's the Patrick H. Stewart with the 4 adult tickets and the price of $80. And you notice that there are some that are ticked up here. Now let's suppose this particular order was paid for. It gets very messy very quickly when you have a sheet which gets very long, full of a lot of tick marks. You don't really want to see the ones that are paid. You don't need them. So now you run a filter called undelivered tickets, and it gets rid of all the things with check marks. Now that the check marks are gone, we're going to choir. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Just take that area there and choose File Print, and it prints a clean sheet of all the people who have not paid for tickets yet. When you get to choir, you choose your spot and you use your pen to tick the box of when you get paid. If you choose to give out tickets in advance of the point in time at which you get paid, you'll have to keep track of that. We could add another box. That would be quite easy. So that's a simpler way to keep track of who we are going to send tickets to and how many of each kind. It occurred to me after that we could probably use some statistics. So I created a stats page. The stats shows us how many tickets we've sold of each kind, the total number of seats sold, how many seats are left to sell, our total dollars in sales. If we go ahead with that, how many dollars people pledge. And 3% of sales is our maximum SOCAN fee, which is what that number 9540 represents. Down here, these are uncertain, so I'm going to take them out. They should be blank until the concert is over. Once we do a count of ticket stubs, if we choose to use them that way, then we enter the actual number of people that showed up, and we treat those as paying SOCAN fees and the others as charitable donations. So let's say, for discussion's sake, we had 40 of the 42 kids and 136 of the 138 adults that showed up. That would mean 176 of 180 people showed up. We had 4 no-shows. I think that number is actually quite useful. I'd like to see the trend, whether it's going up or down over a period of time. That would be useful. It also allows us to recalculate the SOCAN fees. They're now $93.60 instead of $95.40, which is $1.80 less. Down here, there's some other things you can ask. I wonder why I did that. Oh well. How much do youth tickets affect our overall income in the show? What do we save on SOCAN fees? What is our average selling price for a ticket? We can ask other questions like, what would it cost to use Eventbrite? How much would it cost to use a credit card payment system? I don't think either of those is things we want to do, so I didn't bother developing a formula. Now, I told you that there was an acknowledgement that was sent out, and it's sent out about 1 minute after a person enters an order. So I'm going to go to my email box, where we said the link to start with. I'm going to close that email, go to the inbox. There it is from Document Studio. Now, what a Document Studio is, it's an add-on to Google Sheets, which is free. And it will generate up to 20 response emails a day at no cost. After that, it becomes the premium version if we want to use it, or it can just wait till the next day and it will generate them. And so on. I think we probably have enough that it'll work. It also works with a word processor, so that it works with Google Docs. So this part up in the top where it says, up until where it says sent via Document Studio, is actually just an email that was generated, and we could leave it at that. I wanted people to remember that this was an email not from Document Studio, but Margaret's Choir. So I created a merge document, which is made in Google Docs. And that's what this is that I'm opening up in the preview. And it says, thank you for your order for tickets for adults. It knows the difference when it's got youth tickets, adults, and both. It changes those words. Tickets will be distributed by me, that's Francis, at choir practice next Sunday. And I will be able to receive any charitable donations then too. Any of this can be changed. If we say no to the charitable donations, we can drop that. Your order includes no youth tickets, 4 adult tickets, $80. Please bring a check payable please bring a check to choir, made payable to Villa Rosa or whatever the next beneficiary's name is going to be. That's very simple to change, in the amount of $80. Yours truly, Francis Willison. That is it. I hope you like it. I'm working on something to return tickets to. And Kathy asked me if we could do electronic tickets. I don't know. I'm working on that too.